Curiosity killed the cat. I'm Joseph. This is Input English. The Input English channel is all about comprehensible input, the best way to acquire the English language. There are two thoughts that go into the selection of topics to discuss on this channel. Number one, I want the topic to be interesting. I want people to be interested in listening to the discussion or listening to the story, because if our mind is engaged with the content, we will acquire the language. That's the way comprehensible input works. The other important aspect of choosing these topics is that the topic will dictate the vocabulary. The topic will have its own expressions that are used to express the thoughts. When we acquire a language, we want to acquire the whole language, not just a few phrases and a small vocabulary. We want a very broad base for our language learning. Today, I started out with the saying, "Curiosity killed the cat." So what's that all about? That expression goes back to the mid-19th century in the United States. It's a saying that is used often these days. It's a cautionary expression pointing out that there are risks associated with being too curious. So curiosity killed the cat. There's another saying that is not closely related except by subject matter, and that other saying is that a cat has 9 lives. If you were to put these two unrelated sayings together, you might construe that curiosity isn't all that dangerous, because, after all, a cat has 9 lives. Those two sayings have separate origins and are seldom linked in this logical manner. But is there not a paradox here? Because if curiosity killed the cat, then curiosity would be bad. And my experience with curiosity is that it has been very good to me. Curiosity built my career. Curiosity is why I made a lot of decisions over the years. And curiosity provided a lot of benefit. It was indeed curiosity that compelled me to read an encyclopedia when I was a young teenager. That served me very well, giving me a very broad knowledge base on a lot of topics that came up later in school. Curiosity served me well when I was a research scientist. If you're investigating something and trying to uncover new knowledge, curiosity is a very powerful tool. It was curiosity that compelled me to learn to speak Spanish using comprehensible input, and it was curiosity that compelled me to start this YouTube channel. So I am not well prepared to shun curiosity as being too dangerous. No, it has served me very well. Given all that, were there times that curiosity did create problems in my life? And the answer is, of course. Certainly, curiosity caused some problems. So today I'd like to tell a couple of anecdotes, a couple of little stories of how curiosity got me into some trouble and landed me in the hospital. The first time that curiosity got me into big trouble, I was perhaps 5 years old. My curiosity was about what was in that medicine cabinet above the sink in the bathroom. By age 5, I was big enough and capable enough to look in various closets and drawers, and I had satisfied my curiosity about a lot of things. But the medicine cabinet was out of reach. It was above the sink, and it was higher than I could easily reach. So one day I decided to climb up onto the sink so that I could open the door and look inside the medicine cabinet. I was curious. Medicine cabinets in the United States that are mounted above a sink in a bathroom usually have a mirror. That was the case with this medicine cabinet. On that day, I climbed up onto the sink and tried to open the door, which was hinged on the right side, so I had to open the door toward me. The door had a large mirror on it. As I brought the door back to me, there wasn't enough room for it to clear past me so that I could look inside the medicine cabinet. So to accomplish this, I leaned back a little bit and then a little bit more, and I kept bringing the door further toward me. Unfortunately, I lost my balance because I had leaned back too far. I lost my balance and I fell off that sink. I fell off the sink before getting a glimpse of what was inside that mysterious medicine cabinet. When I slipped off the sink, I fell to the floor, and on the way down, I hit my chin on the edge of the sink. That resulted in a cut, a laceration of the skin. It bled a lot, and my parents deemed it appropriate to take me to the emergency room to get some stitches. It was that big a cut. Now, when I say emergency room, I'm using a term that was used back in the mid-20th century. More recently, this has been renamed the emergency department. It's not a room, it's a whole department in the hospital with many rooms and several hallways. Emergency departments are now very big. But when I was a kid, they were much smaller, and the traditional name for them was the emergency room, even though at that time it was more than one room. I still remember that visit to the emergency room to get stitches in my chin. I was very surprised that it was not painful and was not scary. Soon, the doctor in the emergency department had put some stitches in my chin, and I was on my way home. It wasn't that big a deal. So you might ask, did I learn my lesson? When I say learn my lesson, or if someone learned their lesson, that's a common phrase used in the United States. If you learn your lesson, what that means is an experience taught you something so that you can behave better or more safely in the future. If you learn your lesson, you can avoid difficulty because of what you learned learning your lesson. So you could ask, did I, young Joseph, learn my lesson when I fell off the sink and cut my chin? Well, the evidence is clear. I did not learn my lesson because about a year later, I was still curious about the same medicine cabinet and I had the same plan. I was just planning on doing it a little better. So I climbed up onto the sink. I opened the door. Again, the door was big enough that there was no room for it to pass me sitting on the sink. So I leaned back. I brought the door toward me. I leaned back some more, and soon I lost my balance, slipped off the sink, hit my chin on the way to the floor, and created another laceration. I was again taken to the emergency room and received sutures in my chin. It was not a horrible experience, but the experience of lacerating one's chin twice allowed me to learn my lesson. I stopped climbing up onto that sink. and I stopped lacerating my chin. Hearing that story, you could surmise that curiosity killed the cat. That is, there were consequences for my curiosity and the behavior that was created by that curiosity. So was that the end of it? Was that the last time that I got into trouble because of my curiosity? No, not really. When I was 11 years old, I was riding a bicycle. We were riding in the yard at our house. My sister and I had learned that we could go around the driveway rather quickly. I was curious how quickly I could go around that driveway. For some reason, during this session of riding our bicycles in our yard, I chose to ride my sister's bicycle, which was smaller. It was actually too small for me. My bicycle had larger wheels, a bigger frame, and my bicycle actually fit me better. For some reason, I got the feeling when I rode her little bicycle that I was going faster than I probably was. I had a sensation of great speed on that small bicycle. During this session of riding the bicycles very quickly around the driveway, I decided to really go fast on her little bicycle. I was going super fast, but when I got to the first turn, there was some sand on the driveway that was a little slippery. So as I made that first turn, going super fast, I lost control of the bike and fell right there. It all happened so quickly, I can't say exactly how I fell, but when it was all over, my left arm hurt a great deal. It really hurt, and it was no longer straight. It was bent. I looked at it and thought, that's not good. How I expressed myself, I don't know. I brought it to the attention of my parents, who quickly took me to the emergency room with my broken arm. Coincidentally, I had previously learned the names of all the bones in the body. My curiosity compelled me to learn all their various names. So when I got to the emergency room, the doctor asked me what had happened. Instead of telling him about the accident, I told him that I had broken my left radius. He said, "We will see, let's get an x-ray." When the x-ray was completed, he informed me that I was correct, that I had broken my left radius. It was a green stick fracture. That's a term of art for describing a fracture in a young person, a child, where the bone is not stiff and brittle, the bone is more flexible. If you were to take a fresh green twig on a bush and bend it, it would break, but it wouldn't snap into two pieces. It would break, but stay connected, like a green stick. So a green stick fracture of the radius is what he told me I had. It wasn't in great position, it was too bent, and I was 11, so there wasn't enough time for growth to straighten it out. So they recommended that I get a quick anesthetic and put it into a better position, and then they could put on a cast. This wasn't surgery, it was just setting the fracture into better position. So that night, they set the fracture. I wore a cast on my left arm for 6 weeks. For 3 weeks, it was a long arm cast, and then for 3 weeks, it was a short arm cast. The result is a normal arm. Nothing happened because of that fracture. It wasn't a severe injury. It was just something that happened and needed to be taken care of. The outcome was perfect. So again, you might ask, Did I learn my lesson? Was that the last time I rode a bicycle which was too small and I was going too fast and I lost control? Was it the last time? And the answer is yes, I learned my lesson. Now this broken bone, this broken left distal radius, was not the only fracture I had in my lifetime. I had many other fractures. However, these other fractures that occurred were not rooted in curiosity. They were rooted in clumsiness, mistakes, and just accidents which happened. So we should conclude that this saying, curiosity killed the cat, is a little overstated. It's a metaphor that cautions us about the possible consequences of things we might do because of curiosity. Now that makes sense because when we're curious about something, we're usually curious about something about which we are less familiar. And if we're less familiar, we're more likely to make some mistake which will result in difficulty. I invite comments below, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.